Evening, everyone. I appreciate you being online here and listening to this presentation. And it is now 5:35-ish, and it doesn't look like many more people are attending. So we're going to get started here. So this is the public information meeting for the 2021 Asphaltic Street Rehabilitation Project, which you probably have all gotten a letter about, so that's why you're here. And to hit the next slide there, Theron. So a little bit about these meeting logistics. If you're participating by phone, you're only going to be able to listen to the presentation. You won't really be able to ask questions. Do not use the raise hand feature at this time, like during the presentation. We'll take all your questions at the end of the presentation, which will, by the way, be pretty short. It's a pretty easy project. And at that time, when we ask about questions, then raise your hand and we'll be able to unmute you and let you talk. And to provide equal opportunity to all, which there aren't really that many, but try to keep your questions limited so we can let everybody talk, and then we can always come back to you. If things are a little small on your screen, you can always expand the screen by moving that bar in the middle of the view. It should open it up and let you be able to see a little bit better. So the next one, so the agenda here, it's just that we'll talk about the presenters, which will be me and Theron, the project team, project overview, some of the traffic impacts that it may have, the construction schedule, how to do some communication if you have any questions during construction, and then we'll have questions at the end that you can talk about any concerns you may have during the project or about the project. So presenters, myself, I'm Eric Schultz. I'm the Assistant Public Works Director. This has kind of been my little project to run with. Theron Jacobson, our director, is also here. He's kind of running the computer stuff for me, these slides and so forth. Project team. The City of Verona is the owner of the roadway. The general contractor is Payne and Dolan, and the city will be doing all the construction inspection and all the oversight for the project. Next. So here's the overview of the project. It's on Locust Drive and Prairie Heights Drive. Locust Drive, it goes from the bridge of 151 and heads north down to Bruce Street. On Prairie Heights Drive, it starts at Locust Drive and heads to County Trunk Highway M. Let's take an overview of it next. So what's really happening is we are replacing the deteriorated pavement surface, and we're just milling and overlaying that. So basically we're taking 2 inches of the pavement off and putting 2 inches back on and smoothing it out, getting rid of all the bumps and so forth. We'll also be doing some spot replacement of the bad curb and gutter, bad driveways, some bad sidewalk that's been deteriorated. And that is really it. There is not a lot of underground work where you typically see in projects what takes forever to get done. So it's pretty cut and dried and quick. So next we'll probably be getting into traffic impacts. Yes. So Locust Drive and Prairie Heights Drive will remain open to local traffic. There'll be very minor inconveniences. As far as driveways, if there is work in the driveway, first of all, there'll be access to the property at all times. You'll never be unable to get into there. If you have 2 driveways to access to the area, we'll probably be closing one down at a time. We will be closing only one down at a time. While we do one, then if the other one needs work, that one will get closed down. If you only have one driveway in, the width is going to be restricted in half, and we'll do those half at a time, so you'll still be able to get in and out of the driveways. And next, the construction schedule. So we bid this project out in February, hence why we already know the contractor for it. Sometime later this month, we're having our public information meeting right now, but later this month, we'll be having a pre-construction conference to get a little more narrowed down on what the contractor is planning on doing and how really tighten up his schedule. But as of right now, he believes they're going to start in early May and should be completed by mid-June. Like I said, it's a 6 weeks at most. It's not going to be an inconvenience like you're probably used to on Verona Road or anything like that. So next slide, communication. On the city website, we have a little link there to kind of see a few things. You'll be able to see this public information meeting, get my name, so if you ever need to contact me. And there's a little, I think there's some plans on there as well, or at least the overview of it. That's just at our, you can see if you go to home, government, department, public works, projects, and it's the 2021 public improvement projects. That's where you're going to be able to find that link. It's kind of a little convoluted, but you should be able to find it. Next slide. Might be getting near the end here. You got the next slide there, Theron? Yes, we are to our end here. So again, my name's Eric Schultz, the Assistant Public Works Director, and Theron is also here. Again, that website's down below if you need to jot that down if that was a little too fast for you. So with that all being said, I know it was quick and pretty fast. If anybody has questions, now would be the time to raise your hand and we can answer those for you.
Just to recap on the website, I brought it up on the screen here. The map is up on the website here, which is what was in the presentation. And then also the letter to the residents that were sent out. Hence why you're on the PIM here tonight. So, but I will look at the participants list and there's one hand up, Kevin Lucas. I'm gonna allow you to talk.
Do you hear me now?
We got you.
I'm representing Econoprint. We've got two driveways. Our challenge is primarily, though, the lower driveway is the one that is our primary service entrance for all of our vendors. So I'll just need to coordinate with you guys on when we do that, because that's the one semis are coming in and out of to move paper products. So that's, you know, when you get closer to your schedule on this, maybe we can just be in touch. And I can kind of coordinate that. There'll be some difficulties with that. We have a secondary thing that we're repaving our upper and lower parking lots. So I want to make sure I coordinate that so I don't have dump trucks full of asphalt driving over your construction area too. So
sure,
maybe as you get closer to time frame on actual dates, or when I know when my contractor is able to work on our parking lot, we can have a deeper discussion on that possibly.
Yeah, there's on that lower driveway, there's not a whole lot I think we're going on there. That it's just that curb is probably taking up a little more than half of the driveway. So it might be a little challenging for a truck to get in there. So like we had discussed earlier, we'll know when it's happening, and if the trucks can go into the upper driveway to drop stuff off, or even be on the road to drop off and take it back. I don't know how much stuff you have, but we can work through that. I'll be sure to talk to you about that.
For the time frame on just that section they'd be working on, then how many days do you think that would be out of service?
Out of service, I would think a removal in a day and pouring in the day, 3 days cure. I would think it would be right around 1 week.
Okay, because our lower lot, unfortunately, we get pallets, and we do not have a dock that's accessible in our upper lot. So, and again, I don't want to take everybody else's time up, so we could have this discussion offline as well, I guess.
Gotcha.
Kevin,
I will
there's
make sure I
options
stay in touch with you.
Yeah, with that limitation, Kevin, we can talk to the contractor about bringing a plate in too and bridging that pour while it's during curing. But we can, like you said, we can have those conversations offline. Just get a hold of Eric. He's the point on the project. Run all coordination communication with him. He'll take care of you.
I know we can make something work, so that'll be great.
Yep.
Great.
Thank you for the info. That was good to know. So that way we can be proactive instead of reactive on it.
Yep, I appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Does anyone else have any questions? I got Katie here.
There we go.
our sidewalk and driveway approach is in really bad shape. It looks, I see colors on your map. Does that mean that that will all be redone?
Can you repeat what, like where you are? You were not,
Okay.
weren't in when you were started
Oh,
talking.
sorry. Yep. And at the condominium, we're on the corner of Prairie Heights and Locust. And our driveway approach is on Locust.
Yep, which is right, what, up on the map right now. Okay,
Correct.
great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just wondering, the sidewalk and driveway approach is all in really bad shape. I see colors on the map, but I don't know if, does that mean it's going to all be repaired?
Yes, yeah, wherever you see colors there, that red line is the curb that's getting replaced. That green box is your apron, that meaning that was in bad shape and that would get replaced as well as that sidewalk.
Okay, and
You're
then,
one of those areas that only has one driveway, so we're gonna be
Yeah.
doing that in halves. So it's gonna be narrower, but from what I saw, that was 30 feet, so we'll have 15 feet to be able to get a car through, no problem. It just, you won't be able to do two at a time.
okay, and then does the condo association pay for that? Like, do we get billed or?
Nope, there is no shared funding on that. This is all just city. There's no
Okay.
special assessment or anything.
Okay, and then do we, like, are we notified of the dates that will actually be done as it comes up in the project?
It definitely can be. I know this is a little bit challenging to get a hold of everybody. If
Okay.
there happens to be a point, say you, that I could contact and you could
Sure.
get that out to everybody, that'd be wonderful. And
Yeah,
you kind of know all the people there.
yeah, that would be
I don't-
fine.
I don't
We have
mean
a
to-
property management and I can keep them informed.
Or them, they could, if as long, I mean, it'd just be best if I could have one number to call. If you
Sure.
want it to be them, I can take care of them or, talk with them.
Okay,
And that ultimately the best approach for any adjacent property owner along here is to just look for the traffic control that's going to be installed throughout the project. And whether it's drums, barricades, closures are out there, abide by those. And they're going to be barricading off the work zones that they're going to be working in. So when signage goes up, that's kind of the indicator of when work will occur, because we're not going to ultimately know what their staging and sequence is. We have a very good idea of what's going to occur, but if they want to start on Prairie Heights, they may want to do that, which would be the first part of the project instead of doing Locust. Those are things we'll find out in the future, but ultimately looking out for the orange traffic control drums will be your key indicator. And obviously once any of the removals occur, vehicular traffic won't be allowed onto there, which will be barricaded off by drums or tubular markers that are normal on any construction project to be installed. That unfortunately we live in Wisconsin and we get a compressed construction season in that April through October timeframe. So we're well aware of this typically on any road we drive on. So hopefully that helps.
And to kind of give you a little grasp on how it's going to go, the first thing they will do is all that concrete work, that curb, those aprons, and those sidewalks. That'll be the first thing they do, which they're talking about starting early May. I'm assuming with having to do yours in halves, when we talked to the guy from Econo Print, how one driveway was going to take a week. So if you have a driveway that's in half, that's probably going to take 2 weeks before they're totally out of there, because they do one side, have to have it cure so you can drive on it, then the next side to do. So that's the first thing that's going to happen. So I would guess that's your first, second, third week of May is when that's going to happen. And then right after that will be when they do the milling and overlay of the pavement, which is going to take, on good weather, less than a week to be done.
Do you have any other questions, Katie?
oh, no, do you want me to call you, Eric, we have Brunner Realty as our property management, but I can call you or email you.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's, you can call me at some time and I'll get all that information from you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Kevin, do you have another question or do you still have your hand raised from the initial question you had?
I could just get the contact information again with your email for Eric, I guess.
Yeah, why don't you throw that last sheet up there of the,
Yeah, I gotta switch the document I'm sharing here.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, that's
All right.
fine. I'll leave this up for the remainder. That way everyone can write it down. I'll also get this presentation up on the city's YouTube site. And you can get that off the webpage. Just, you can Google PIM, the project ID, which is 2021 Asphalt Rehab, and you'll be able to find this. And then obviously you have the web link from the letter that Eric sent everyone. So,
That's perfect. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
yep.
You bet.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
well, I guess okay then. I appreciate y'all coming to the meeting here and listening to us and getting the information. So you guys all have a good evening and we will hopefully get this project done and be out of your hair before you even know it. Again, thanks and have a good day.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.